Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'm here today with another from your stash folio. And this time, I use this paper that was from 2014 or 2015. I can't remember. It is Authentique. So you know how old that is. Oh my gosh, I can't get it out the bag. It's Authentique Seafarer. Here's the, no. Here's the paper. That's what it is. It is super old. And I used it with Stampin' Up! Poppy Parade because I bought this paper a long time ago and I've just never used it. And I also used an old gray linen paper that I've had since probably 2014 as well. So here is the folio. She thick. She a biggin'. I like it. This one measures 7 by 9, I want to say. I was watching some old Rosa Kelly videos, and she used to do a lot of color blocking, a lot of paper stripping, and so I kind of wanted to do that, and so that's why I wanted it so big. So 7 by 9. I think my drops are still wet, so I'm just going to be very careful. There aren't any magnets, and there's no closure 100% because I mat it and I forgot. So it doesn't need a closure. Everything is staying flat, which I'm kind of surprised because of what I put in it. But I did go ahead and double mat the cover, the spines, and the back. I did use some packing tape to reinforce my spines, only because everything that's in there is super heavy. I was just in, working mood, wasn't thinking it through when I was designing this. So I used all the scraps from that the linen paper, so whatever fit, that's what went on there. I also had a tiny piece of this shimmer holographic paper, so I just used that here on the cover. That's exactly all I had, enough for this and the two little pieces. And then here's the other spine and the back. Okay, so let's go ahead and open it up. I'm afraid to touch these. Okay, they're dry. Okay, cool. All right, so here's where the magnets were supposed to go, and so I did some color blocking here because I was going to put the magnets here. So, when it closed, you wouldn't be tempted to put pictures or anything to block the magnets, but I forgot to put the magnets, so we're good though. So now you have this large space for photos. You can do a 5x7 will fit there perfectly. I don't have a 5x7, but I do have some pictures here. I have a 4x6, 2x3. So you can just, make a collage out of whatever you want. Your 3x4s, just collage it up. And because there is no closure, you can feel free to go over your lines. This is my random bag of pictures I had printed that I only used to show. Same thing here. I did some color blocking. I have the little whale. The whale is tacked down, but it's just a sticker, and so you can pull it up if you want and add a picture underneath there. But I figured, this is actually 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. Just do some blocking, right? Okay, so this actually flips up. Again, you have your full layout here. I did not add anything on the back because I figured you can journal, you can add your picture and journal, whatever the recipient wants to do. And then we have our first element, which is a pocket. I used an old school border punch here and on the photo mat. And I just tucked in one of the cute little cards. It's blank with the camera to tell you to put a picture there, or, you know, you can journal. And then this is a little booklet. So add your picture, journal. And then this is just a full 5x7. It'll fit a 5x7 picture on that. I probably should have added a sticker or something to this. Okay. So then this just comes down. Oh, and you can also add, you know, a picture or two over here on the back if you wanted to. Let me see if I have, I don't know, a couple little pictures you can journal, you know, just have fun with it. Okay, put these mats back in. And the pocket does have a 1/2 inch gusset, so you can add lots of photo mats. I have the 1 inch spine, so you can add a lot of pictures, you know, to it. All right, so let's do the middle. Now, I always wanted to do a vertical and a horizontal waterfall together, and so I thought this was perfect. These fit full 4x6 pictures, uncropped. Do I have one here that's not cropped? I'll just use this one. So the only ones that I actually matted were the first one on both of the waterfalls. So everything else, including the backs, you just remove the white paper and put your picture there to tell your story. Or if the person wants to, you know, put a cardstock white piece of paper and journal, they can do that. But this will just show you, flip through the pictures, and then you just keep going like so. And then you get to the middle part, and I just put a little cut apart. Actually, I think this was a sticker. It says set sail. And so again, the same thing, I just matted the first one, and then all the rest of them just have that space for that horizontal picture. I don't know if I have a horizontal 4x6. Let's see. I don't think I do. Oh, I do. So you can put your horizontal pictures there. Or, you know, you can definitely do your little 2x3s. Let me see if I have another 2x3 I can fit in there. So you can just kind of overlap them, make them fun little, how cute is that? Like if I had another picture of Corey, you know, you could just kind of tell a story there, whatever. You can, you know, do whatever. So that, and then you still have room down here for a full 4x6 horizontal picture, or a couple of vertical 2x3s, or 3x4, whatever you want. Okay, then we have the right side, room for a large picture. Again, you could do your uncropped 4x6, your collages, whatever you want. It does flip up, and you have a full, huge picture. I think this can fit in 8 by, it's actually 8 1/4 by 6 3/4. So you can fit like a 5x7 in here. You could probably crop down an 8x10 and fit that in there. Whatever you want. Do your collage again. You know, feel free to mix and match. Like, stuff is super fun. Can even fit like look at how perfect that is. So you have options. This is so huge to fit all your sizes of pictures. Yes, these are all random pictures. I accidentally printed too many of whatever. Again, the same flap, so it's kind of like a waterfall. So you have your second flap, that does exactly the same thing on the front and the back. And then, excuse me, and here, again, there's no magnets. I just burnished really well. You have your flip through. So again, you can put your complete huge 4x6s here if you want to keep that border, or you can do a 5x7. Plenty of room to journal, to collage, all of that business. So you have all that space, and again, a gorgeous space here. So this book looks complicated, but it is not. And so we're going to go ahead and put it together. I'm not going to mat. Oh, they were not dry. That's okay. I'm not going to mat, but somebody asked, could I go ahead and do this from start to finish with the cutting? And yes, we can do that. So let's get our paper, and the cutting guide is in the description box. So make sure if you want to pre-cut, go ahead and pre-cut. But right now I'm just going to cut with the cutting guide. Okay, so I'm going to use black paper because I don't have enough of the gray. So you need 2 pieces that are 8.5 by 9 and 1 piece that is 7 by 9. So you can use your 8.5 by 11 paper. I just don't know what paper collection I'm going to use to mat this, and so I'm just going to go ahead and use black. So 8.5 by 9. 2 of those. It doesn't matter with this one what cut you do first. You're not saving any paper. Alright. And then those are scored on the short side at 1/2 inch and 1.5. So let's get our ruler. Alright, so 1/2 inch on the short side and 1.5. I'm going to do that to the other one as well. 1/2 inch short side, 1.5. There we go. And please remember, I put the measurements in the description box, so you do not have to try to pause and write what I'm saying down. I already typed it for you in the description box. Okay. And this second piece, or the solo piece, needs to be 7 by 9. There are no score marks on that one. Okay, so I'm going to put my scraps back in the bag. Alright, we can go ahead and put this together. I like 3/8 of an inch score tape. You can use whatever adhesive is your choice. And for this one, we're gonna put it on the bumpy side. So the inside here, because I want it to wrap around the back. If you want yours to go on the front, then you can put it on the dentist side. It doesn't matter. And to be honest, with this book, when I was attaching these hinges to the base, I put one on front and one on back. I don't know what I was doing. So as long as you get it on there, it doesn't matter. So we're going to line our piece that does not have any score marks, our 7 by 9. We're going to line that up right here on this 1/2 inch piece, going up to the score line but not on it. Okay, so there you go. So one piece, this is what I mean by wrapped around the back. The other book, I'll show you how I put it on there, because I just wasn't paying attention. No harm, no foul. Where's my little... Okay, this is a sewing thing I got from Hobby Lobby. It was just cute. I just liked it because I had the bee on it. All right, so let's go ahead and varnish. Yeah, so the other book I had like this, so that's the back. Well, I put it on like this on the front. I don't know how I managed that, but I just had to fold my paper the other way and it worked out. So don't worry if you put it on the wrong way. Just fold your paper to make it work. You just may have to varnish it a little harder, but it'll work. Okay, there we go. So if you want to put magnets in here, which I'm not going to because it doesn't need it. It kept its shape. Maybe because I mat it with cardstock and thick paper. I don't know, but I'm not going to put magnets on this one. But if you do want magnets, I would suggest to draw a 1-inch line on the front, excuse me, on the back left and on the right side here of this piece. So you know, like, your magnets are going to go here and here, you know, roughly like that. If you have magnets. Or if you want a ribbon closure, you may want to make a note to put the ribbon closure because I didn't and I forgot to do a closure. All right, so I'm going to put this to the side and now we're going to work on the middle, which is my vertical and horizontal waterfall with the extra 1/2 inch decorative element. So that way you can put a full 4x6 in there and still see the gorgeous paper. So you can do it any color you want. As you can see, I did that in the red, the reddish color, when my book is gray. So feel free to match colors if you know what paper collection you're using. Since I don't, I'm just going to go ahead and use black. All right, so you need 4 pieces that are 4 1/4 by 7 1/4. So let's do 7 1/4 by 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and we don't have enough. It's okay. So this piece here will be 7 1/4. Wait. Yep. By 4 1/4. So you can get 3 pieces out of 12 by 12. You could probably get 3 out of 8.5 by 11 as well. And then I'm going to cut this down to 4 1/4 by 7 1/4. I'm trying to save paper, but at this point, I can't stress over that. Okay, so these 4 pieces need to be scored at 1/2 inch on the long side. Again, the measurements, or some people call it the cutting guide, is in the description box. I have typed it out for you. So on the long side, 1/2 inch on all 4 of those. Okay. And we need 4 that are 5 1/4 by 6 1/4. Okay, and I need 2 more. find if I have big scraps that I can, nope, dang, just use instead of cutting more paper, but I pretty much used all my big scraps on the last, oh, this one might work. Yep. So 5 1/4 by 6 1/4. Okay. That worked out for me. Though I think this is a different paper, but I'm gonna make it work. Okay. So then these are scored on the short side, so the 5 1/4 side at the top at 1/2 inch. Because these are our horizontal, waterfalls. And all of your tape is going to go on the dented side. Okay. So let's go ahead and tape it up. I'm using 3/8 inch. This is actually a Paper Phenomenon tape from Kathy Orta King. Normally I use score tape, but I'm trying out her tape so far. Look at it. It's about the same price. Okay. It's a huge, well, it's about the same price, but you definitely get a lot more. And it's a little bit awkward because it's so big. But, you know, that's a good complaint to have, that there's, you know, a lot of tape. And you can tear it with your hand. I just want to tear it with the nice edge, so I'm just using that little quilting square thing. I think that's what it was called. Normally I just use a squeegee or a ruler, whatever you have that has a straight edge. Okay, so after you have all of these taped up, you're ready to put your waterfall in. I started at the bottom with my horizontal waterfall, but you can start at the top if you want. But you know what? I think we have to mat first. Let me look at it. Eek. Yep, you're gonna have to mat first. So because, you know, this has such an open space, unless you want to do some color blocking, like you can do a 1/2 inch strip here and then some strips here. But I think we'll mat first. So I'm gonna clip mine, and we'll come back to this when I know what paper collection I'm going to use. Okay, so I will show you that. Just put a pin in it for right now. Okay, so let's clip these. Now let's go ahead and work on our right side. Yeah, because the left side is going to be super easy. So right side, we need 4 pieces that are 5 3/4 by 7 1/4. Again, description box if you didn't catch that. Let's look at these scraps. All right. So far I've used 1, 2, 3.5 pages cardstock. All right, so let me close this book. This is for your inside flips, these guys here. So you need 4 that are 5 3/4 by 7 1/4. I'm doing 2 sheets at a time. This time, obviously do whatever your paper trimmer will let you do. 5 3/4. Oh wait, that was done. Oh well. By, I should have did 7 1/4 first. That's okay. All right. All right, and on the short side, we're scoring these at 1/2 inch. Okay, so we got those 4 all said and done. And now we need 2 pieces that are 6 7/8 by 9. Okay. So I am going to need 2 large pieces for that. All right. So this one does not save you any paper, but it's a large album, so. And again, I was using scraps, so. All right, so 6 7/8. I'm doing 2 pieces at a time because I need 2. 6 7/8 by 9. But you know what? I did do those. I ended up having to take a sliver off both of them. So in the description box, I'm going to change it to 8 7/8. Okay. So I have 2, which were 6 7/8 by 8 7/8, scored on the long side at 1/2 inch. On both of them. Okay, so we're done with that. Tape on the dented side. I'll say, how did I lose that big old roll of tape? For everything. So for your 2 large pieces and your, like your accordion ones. If you're using glue, that's fine. You'll just have to, you know, glue it when appropriate. I just like to cut and prep before I put mine together. And also, when you use double-sided tape, you can use undo if you mess up. So that's another bonus. Once you put wet glue down, that's it. You can't pick it back up. Okay. Okay, 2 more. I thought I was missing some. One more. Okay, and that should be it for the right side. So, okay, and I think I have to mat the right side as well. Let's see. Yes, this is why I forgot the no, I don't have to mat the right side first. Okay, I do not. Okay. So let's bring in our base. Flip it to your inside right. And we're going to go ahead and start with our 5 3/4 by 7 1/4 pages. And what I'm going to do is I'm just taking the back off, make sure there's no overhang. Here's the sticky, and I'm just going to eyeball the middle. You can measure if you like. There's a little overhang, but I'm going to eyeball it. Okay, and that looks good enough to me. Get that good press in so that way look how flat that stays. Alright, so then I'm going to take the next piece. Same thing, take the backing off or add your glue, whichever you're doing. But I'm going to line it up with this one just so I have them exact. I'm bringing it over to the right side, almost all the way to the right side. I'm a border girl, so I'm leaving a tiny bit of black showing. You know, whatever your preference is, that's what you're going to do. So to get this straight, I'm just going to tap this bottom corner and then press it in. And it's not straight. But you know what? I'm okay with that. That's fine. Or if it's not fine with you, you can always take your undo. If you're going to buy the multiple pack, it's cheaper to buy it from the website. You get 3 for $20 plus shipping. But if you're only going to buy one, buy it from Amazon. It ends up being $2 cheaper. Oh, I accidentally took the tape up. Normally that doesn't happen, but I wasn't paying attention. This is undo. It's only 4 ounces. Okay. So now I have to retape because I did not pay attention and put the tape on. I really didn't have to do this step. I just wanted to show you guys because I know somebody asked me last time. About the undo. So there you go. And of course I didn't wait for it to dry, so my backing doesn't want to come off. There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now it's exact. Alright, so now what you're going to do is take your next piece that's the same size, take that backing off, and you're going to put it right on top of your left side flap. You're going to match them exactly, no border, which I can never, no border, so I always have some type of border, and then like I get annoyed because my papers are off, but see, there's a little border. Okay, so you're going to open that, and then on your right flap, you're going to put that 4th flap right on top. And you're just going to line it up all the way to the edge. And lay it down. Press them in, press them in. So I like mine to be opposite. Ooh, what is happening here? I didn't line that up very well. So mine looks a little wonky because this one is not lined up. So you can either leave it wonky, you can cut it, or you can do your undo. I had to go sneeze. Oh my gosh. Okay. I knew it was going to be a sneezing fit because I did a swap reveal. And then the person has a cat. I didn't know they have a cat, and I'm really allergic to cats. And so I have sneezing fits. Normally, if I know people have a cat, I take an allergy tablet before I do the swap reveals. But I didn't know. So it's no big deal. All right, so now we need to go ahead and do our two larger flaps. I am going to turn my book upside down because that's just how I work better. So I'm putting it right at the top, and I am not leaving myself a border on the top. But I am going to center this as best as I can. And actually it didn't center very well, so I'm just going to force it to center by redoing that score line just like that. And we're good to go. Now it's centered. Okay, and now I'm going to put that other piece in. Again, mine is upside down. Or maybe if you want yours to be a bottom flap, then put yours on the bottom. So for this one, I did not leave myself enough room, I don't think. That was the part that I was trying to... I accidentally dropped this. This tape is so strong. Okay. Okay, where's my undo? Don't drop your paper. Release, release. But I did. I tore up my paper. Oh well, it's fine. That's what I meant to tell you, is to leave that, to do these flaps first, but that's okay. It doesn't matter if they overlap. I'm gonna, glue this paper down since I upsy-daisy dropped it on there. Okay, it's fine. It's gonna dry. It has the undo on there, but it dries clear. All right, so just open your other flaps and line this up exactly with your top flap. And length is good. That's it. You're gonna cover this anyway, so it's fine. So I'm gonna turn my book back around. And there we go. So if you want yours to open to the top, you're going to do that. But if you want it open from the bottom, I mean, whatever you want. Your flaps can come down instead of going up. Especially if you're using a pattern paper and you oopsie-daisy what was the top, what was the bottom. It don't matter because the flaps aren't being decorated any certain way. So you can do what you want. Alright, so let's move on to the left base here. Now for mine, I did do that 1-inch strip of paper. So I am going to take my ruler somewhere and I am going to go ahead and mark off that 1 inch. I probably should have just did it earlier, but I didn't. And I like the look of color blocking. I'm really into that right now. So that's what we're going to do. Pencil. I have 8,000 pencils, but I can never find them. Here we go. Oh, no, it's a pen. Seriously? Alright. No idea where any of my pencils are. Okay. And I don't want to mark it with pen just in case I mismeasure and have to play it off. Oh, here's a pencil. Okay. Here we go. And let me put this somewhere safe. Alright, so now my left hand flaps are 5 3/4 by 8 7/8. Scored on the long side at 1/2 inch is just one. Just one. Okay. Oh, how big is this scrap? Probably not big enough. Nope. Okay, whatever. But I think it's big enough for my pocket, so I'm going to leave it up here. Alright, so 5 3/4 by 8 7/8. scored on the long side. All right, so 5 3/4 by 8 7/8. Scored on the long side at 1/2 inch. Okay, and then we need a pocket, which is 3 1/2 by 6 7/8. And then you're going to score it like a pocket. So at 1/2 inch on the short side and 1/2 inch on either side of the long side. There's our pockets. Okay. Score tape. Let me clean some of this off. Which, no, I don't do that when I'm not on camera. Okay. Okay. Dented sides for both pieces. I'm really thinking which paper collection I'm going to use. I might just use the same one. I think I have plenty of that collection. I don't know. It annoyed me. And when I was making this, if you guys follow me on my Facebook page, Coffee Cake and Crafting, I was going to do a chipboard folio because somebody had asked me, to do a chipboard one. And it just was cursed from the beginning, I think. And I ended up throwing away 2 hours worth of time, ton of chipboard, a ton of paper. So, yeah. I don't know if I want to work with this paper collection again. It's really cool. And I think I'm going to give it as a gift, but it just made me really upset. So, all right, we're going to miter our pocket. We're going to burnish it. And we're going to make sure there aren't any overlapping. There's a tiny bit right here. So I'm just going to take off. There we go. You know what? I'm going to take off a little bit more on this side too. Alright, so none of my corners are overlapping. I'm on the left inside of my box. I drew my 1 inch mark. If you don't want that 1 inch mark, then you're going to have to make your pocket longer and your flap longer. Okay. So, here we go. And I'm just kind of, gosh, I have too many shadows. Trying to go in between the score line and my draw line. Okay. Now, for my little decorative edge here, as you can see, it is a different color than my pocket because I wasn't sure if I wanted a decorative edge or not. But I just felt, it gave it a little extra piece. And so I just punched it on the Poppy Parade and I glued it into the pocket. So it looks like it's one piece, but it's not. It's two. I glued it in the pocket, not underneath the designer paper, because I didn't want that to have that bulky edge right there. So this is glued into the pocket. And then I don't mat my pockets first because I don't like to waste the paper going in the pocket. And so it stops right before my decorative piece. That's just how I like to do it. Some people like to mat all the way down. I don't. All right. Okay. Now we need to go ahead and do this flap here, which is the one big piece that I just made it look like two pieces. So That's our flap here. And again, I'm going to flip my book upside down. And I'm going to peel off my backing, fold it over, go in between the line. Alright. Alright, so other than the middle waterfall, we are done. Let me find a paper collection real quick. Okay, so I literally just closed my eyes and picked one out of the bin. My older bin. This is the Stampin' Scrapbook Expo Crop Kit Crafty Girls from Keep It Simple. This one I know I definitely got before 2020, so it is older. Alright, so I'm just going to quickly look through the papers and decide what I want in that middle. We're not going to take too much time because we'll drive ourselves insane doing that. So I think I'm just going to go with scrapbooks. I love these coffee cups that are in here. There's binder clips. There's all kind of stuff in here. 1, 2. Okay. We're going to go with that because now I'm just taking my dear sweet time. Actually, let's go with my first instinct was the scrapbooks, so we're going with the scrapbooks. Okay, so now we're doing the middle. You need to map the middle first. Ooh, let me make sure my book is right side up. Because now this is where it's going to matter. Because I already put a pocket in, so yeah. Alright, so my middle measures should be 7 by 9. Yep. Alright. And I'm not going to double mat this on the front. I might double mat the outsides. I don't know yet. So first I'm going to make sure this is 12 by 12. Oh, their band strip goes all the way. I'm going to keep this. So I'm going to do 6 7/8 by 8 7/8. Fun. Okay, that's going to go right here in my middle. Switching to glue. This side's fun too. This paper is super thick. This is like a Cartabella thick. Usually Keep It Simple is pretty thin, but this one is really thick. So I am going to show you guys how I reinforced my side since this paper, hold on. I can't talk and do it at the same time. There we go. My hinges with the packing tape. I gotta get the packing tape. Okay, so yes, I know I am jumping without my waterfall, but I just now remember this part. So on my covers, I just took packing tape and I just put it over my edges. The reason why I do this is just because I feel like I don't want my book to tear. So I don't want all the weight from these papers to tear my hinges. Like, that'll just be so embarrassing. So that's why I like to put the packing tape. I've received so many books without reinforced hinges, and they are just fine. I don't know. This is a me thing, I think. But I know my hinges are going to be strong. Some people use Tyvek. Could do that too. I just want to make sure that my hinges are strong. And so I just put that in there. And then I'm just going to cut it off flush with my book. cut it, you know, straight off. And that is it. This just makes me feel so much better. I don't know if this is a necessary step or not, but it makes me feel better, so I'm doing it. And then you'll just like varnish it in really, really well. And then just use your score tape to tape your spine pieces on top of it. I'll get this all varnished in off camera because I mean you guys get the point. Oh my gosh, how did I just completely miss? That's all I do. Peace of mind. Okay, waterfalls. Here we go. I started with my horizontal waterfall. Good varnish. I started at the bottom. How far up did I go? I did give myself a border. So we're here, down here. A little less than 1/4 of an inch. That looks good enough to me. Looks simmered. And press it down. Again, you can measure it if you want. Okay, now that I have that piece where I need it, I need to work upside down. So I'm going to turn my book upside down. I know this sometimes it confuses people, but I have to work the way that it's easier for me because I don't want to mess this up. And then I'm going to put this right here, making sure it's lined up, then give it a good press. Okay, next one. Same thing, line it up. I only press the corners when I'm lining it up, and then I line it up here as well. And once I see that's good, then I press it all the way in the middle. Okay, last one. Okay, again, place it right up against this one. I barely press the side, so if I need to peel it up, this you can see I didn't press that middle. And that's lined up perfectly. Because sometimes we don't cut perfectly, and so it may be slightly bigger, and then you want to, you know, cut that off. So, okay, so now we're going to go with the vertical pieces. And I'm going to start at the top, which right now it's going to be my bottom because I'm working upside down. And I'm going to give myself whatever border I want, which is going to be about, it's a little less than 1/8 of an inch. No, I'm sorry, it's a little more than 1/8 of an inch. Making sure it's in the center as best as I think it is. And then fold it down. And push it in. I don't think that's straight now that I pushed it in. Okay. Sometimes you can peel it off without undo. Okay. I know that was very petty of how much I moved it over. Whatever. I still don't think it's straight, but I don't know. My eyes are going cross-eyed from this paper. All right, your next piece, and you're just going to do the exact same thing that we did before. Butt it up, lightly press your sides. That one I did not lightly press. Make sure it's lined up and get it down. Next piece. And you can, you know, obviously you're going to do whatever makes you comfortable. If you need to work upside down, work upside down. If you need to work right side up, work right side up. If you need to work sideways, work sideways. This is just what's easier for me. And again, you can, if you want this full scrapbook here, then stop. You don't have to use all 4 pieces. You can use this flap somewhere else, add a flap somewhere else, remove a flap, add a pocket, add, you know, whatever you want. This was just my design. Make it your own. You can do it exactly like I have, or change it up. Use the pieces where you want. You can add a closure. You can add magnets. Like a closure piece. I see I didn't measure that last one and it's off. It's okay. It's fine. Alright, so if you want a closure piece here, you can. Like you can glue something here and put a flap, you know, or something to make it lay down. But I think it'll be okay because everything else is going to be so heavy in your book. Mine just stays down. Once I put all the weight of the paper, it stays down. Now, again, just to reiterate, your waterfall, you have an extra whole 1/2 inch on your vertical and your horizontal. Okay? So when you're matting, keep that in mind. This is just white copy paper that I used some cheap tape runner to just kind of stick it down so the person can just peel it off and then put their picture there. Okay? But the 1/2 inch, just cut yourself a 1/2 inch strip of paper to get that look. Okay? And I did do mine on both sides. Normally I don't mat on the back, but because it was just a little strip of paper, I did. Okay? And then your opening, you can add another vertical one if you want, another horizontal one. It doesn't matter if you want to close up that gap, add a sticker, whatever you want to do. But that is the full tutorial. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.